Hello, this is TexasBK and welcome to another installment of NoobStone, where we take a simplified look at how redstone components work to where it's not only easier to build, but understand different redstone contraptions. Today we're going to be taking a look at simple basic minecart unloaders. Behind me you can see the basic build of a minecart unloader that I've used in several different farms, a couple of which you may have seen the tutorial for. And this works great. It's worked great in my Let's Play world for quite a while. As a matter of fact, this worked in every one I've ever played with. However, I received a comment in one of my videos saying that this minecart unloader wasn't working in the farm that they built. And while it wasn't giving me a problem in my world, I decided to see if I could recreate the problem they described. And sure enough, when I tested it in this world, I was able to recreate the exact same problem they were having with the unloader. So I took some time and looked at it, and I have found 3 possible solutions for this problem. So let's go ahead and take a look at what the problem is and how to fix it. Okay, so before we show you the problem, let me explain exactly how the basic unloader works so we can understand why we're having problems and what the possible solutions are. Basically what happens is whenever a minecart comes into the unloading station, this hopper will pull the items out of the minecart and push them into the chest below. As this is happening, as long as there is an item still to be pulled from the minecart, this hopper will always have one item. As long as there is an item in this hopper, this comparator will detect that and will send a signal into this block which will power it. Now when this block is powered, it will toggle this redstone torch. As you can see, its normal state is to be on, and because its normal state is to be on, the power rails over here are normally on, which will allow, when we flick the switch, for the minecart to keep going backwards and forwards into the unloading station and then back out to collect more items to be dropped off at our chest. However, when this torch is off, you'll see that the powered rails are off as well, which will allow the minecart to stop until it is fully unloaded. Now the only problem is that sometimes this minecart will not leave the station once it's empty. Let me demonstrate what I'm talking about. If we throw a half of a stack of items into that cart, you'll see that it does stop when it gets to the station. But did you notice how it bounced off the wall and came out a little bit before the rails got turned off? Because of this, once that minecart is empty, it will not take off from the station again because there's a gap. In order for it to take off from here, it needs to be fully touching that block. Now you could give it a little nudge to get it started, but who wants to stay near the station just to nudge the cart every time it's unloaded? It defeats the entire purpose of being automatic. So what's the cause of this problem? Well, my suspicion is this device right here, this repeater. Repeaters tend to be a major headache in a lot of Bedrock Redstone. The delays that it caused just kind of cause devices to react in funny ways. And so that's what I think is happening, is that there's a slight delay in the time that it takes to detect that there's an item in the hopper, and then the signal telling it to stop moving. And so it gets away from the wall. So what's the solution to this problem? Well, the first one is extremely easy and takes less than 10 seconds to implement. All you have to do is remove this rail, place a solid block here, and then put another rail on top. And what will happen is when we go and put some items into this minecart, is that we'll reach the station, and even though it does come back and start going up that rail a little bit before it unpowers the rail, once it completely empties and that rail turns back on, gravity will give the nudge for you automatically. Super simple solution to this, and it's probably the easiest way to overcome this problem. However, it's possible that if you have this underneath a farm where it's collecting items just one block above, you may not be able to put this block right here. You would end up having to move the entire thing out a little bit so it's out of the way of the farm, and that may not be an easy solution. So there's a second solution that's just as easy. Using the exact same layout that we started with, all you have to do is come here and take this entire section and lower it one block so you have the same gravity solution. Let me demonstrate what I mean. First, just go in and remove all of these things here and lower them all by one block. Place the torch there. Place that right here. Replace this with a repeater. Put in your comparator right there. Place a solid block right there. Dig down one block and place your chest with a hopper going into it, and then put your powered rail right here and right here, and that will also work. Let's give it a test. As you see, it went back up the hill a little bit as well, but just as this system allows gravity to give it the nudge it needs, this will do the same thing once it's empty. And there you go. Both of these are very simple solutions that take less than a minute to implement. However, let's say you can't go down one block. There is a third option that you can do, because there's nothing that says you have to have this circuitry on the end of your rail line. You can always put it off to the side. And so perhaps this would be a better solution for you. Basically, build up the blocks like this. Place your comparator right there. Your redstone torch. Solid block. And your repeater. And then come back here and remove these blocks and this torch. And then extend the rail one time here and replace this powered rail with a standard rail. The idea with this one is that it's taking advantage of the fact that there is a delay because of the repeater, so it goes past this rail all the way into this block before it's turned off. And this, even though it's not directly over it, is close enough for it to suck all the items out of the minecart, and as you see, it's able to start off again because it's flush against this block as well. And there you have it. How to build a simple minecart unloader and 3 solutions you might face using this unloader. Now, I hope this tutorial is able to help you out and you can put it to use in your world. And I'm kind of interested to know which one of these 3 versions you prefer and which one worked better for you. So, if you could leave a comment down below letting me know which one you used, I'd greatly appreciate it. But on that note, I'd like to say thanks for watching, and I hope to see you again in the next one. But until then, this is Texas PK. Be good to each other. Bye!